Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show, where they know sports. If you want to know about sports, this is where you go. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show, where they know sports. If you want to know about sports, this is where you go.
First down, touchdown, first down, touchdown, yeah. 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 Touchdown, yeah. Touchdown, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're back, but this time we are not back as the Ace NFL Recap Show. We're back as the Mizzle and Dub Show. And good evening, Mr. Cox. Thank you for tuning in and joining us.
Indeed.
Just real quickly, just a little bit of Ace NFL news, and this came strictly from Twitter, aka. Hold on one second. I'm gonna read it real quick. Hold on. So this was put out about 5 hours ago. And it says the Ace NFL playoff bracket adjustments. The Baltimore Watchmen and the Cincinnati Chaos have been eliminated both from the playoffs. The Ace NFL will adjust the playoff bracket based on the regular season standings record and team travel availability. The league will announce its final determinations within 72 hours. The Ace NFL will return with playoff action on Sunday, June 23rd. So, the league has announced that the Watchmen and Chaos have both been eliminated from the playoffs, and they will see who will indeed get the slot to take on the Trenton BIC on the 23rd. So just real quick announcement. This was announced by the league. I'm reading this from the Ace NFL X, aka Twitter page. So there we are with that. But nonetheless, welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show here, number 211. And two teams are halfway to their respective championships in their respective leagues, as tonight the Florida Panthers halfway to perhaps hoisting up Lord Stanley Cup for the first time in their franchise history, as they spotted.
I got it.
Well, KC, here's the thing. If we're talking about man-to-man, two-man, absolutely, you defend yourself.
100%.
You won't give me. I will never argue that.
As our parents, as my dad raised me, don't let the next man put their hands on your next person. So if you feel attacked or threatened, you have to defend yourself.
I get it. I get it. I understand it. However, if the rule book says
zero tolerance,
good, bad, indifferent, if you're reacting and defending, it doesn't matter. If it's a zero tolerance, you're done. Now, again,
but then it's hard as a man to. We both agree, but it's hard as a man. It's hard if somebody's coming at you, coming crazy. You're not just going to sit there and let the next man hit you. You're going to square the fuck up.
No, you're not. And I get it. Again, it's an unfortunate situation.
It's a hard situation.
Unfortunate. But however, you also no, you're not. Again, KC, we're not disagreeing. We're not disagreeing at all. Not
at all.
As
a man, you got to defend yourself.
It's an unfortunate BS situation, but because similar situations have unfortunately happened before. I'll say it like this: 2 players almost got banned for life, but they were diffusing a fight. They didn't throw no punches. They were diffusing a fight. Nah, cuz back on Sunday in Baltimore during an Ace NFL playoff game, there was a fight that took place with both teams.
It wasn't a fight, because a fight is between maybe a couple of people here or there. It was the whole goddamn team.
Well, to go WWF, it turned into the Royal Rumble. Is what
Royal
happened.
Rumble, yeah. It got nasty.
And the game was stopped. The game was canceled. Now that I will agree with 1,000%. 1,000%, because I won't go there, but it's unfortunate. But that's just something I want to read. But back to because while you're here, your Edmonton Oilers are in trouble. They are down 2-0. What do they have to do, in your point of view, to get back into the Stanley Cup Finals, as it now shifts to Edmonton, Ontario, Canada, and Edmonton has waited 34 years to get back into the Stanley Cup Finals, and I know Edmonton, Ontario, Canada is going to be crazy lit as the Stanley Cup Finals return back to Edmonton. But again, the Florida Panthers halfway to the Stanley Cup Championship as they won Game 2 tonight. Even though the fact that I think Barbovsky got hurt, the outstanding goalie for the well, that's a start for sure.
That's not a wrong statement there for sure.
Yeah. After the Panthers spotted the Oilers a 1-0 lead, the Panthers score 4 unanswered goals as Rodriguez helped leading the Panthers to a 4-1 win as they take the first 2 series. Good point, Casey. Very good point.
Indeed.
Very good point.
I like that.
And I think there is too much. I think there is too much relying on Connor McDavid, which again, he's a fantastic talent, but it just can't all be on Connor McDavid. I mean, yes, he's the go-to guy, he's the star, but he has to have his help pieces help out.
Yeah.
But again, Sergei Bobrovsky again was outstanding.
Just a hockey name.
18 saves on 19 shots. Now keep this in mind. Keep this in mind, folks. Coming into the series. Now, this is only the 3rd Stanley Cup Finals appearance for the Florida Panthers. Now, their first appearance was back in 1996 when they got swept by the Joe Sakic, Sandis Ozolinsh, Patrick Wall led Colorado Avalanche. And this was the Avalanche first year after moving to Colorado from Quebec, because they were originally the Quebec Nordiques, one of the greatest hockey names for a team of all time. And Quebec. I really wish they would bring back the Quebec Nordiques for many reasons. However, well, it's great goaltending.
Yeah,
it's Sergei has been outstanding in these first 2 games in this series, and I mean, for those that watch hockey, sometimes when you get into the Stanley Cup playoffs, all you really need is a hot goalie. And sometimes you can ride that to a Stanley Cup title. I mean, last year with the Golden Knights, last year for the Golden Knights, Adin Hill was not the original starting goalie for the team. It was Thompson. Then once Thompson got hurt, they traded for Adin Hill, and Adin Hill was the difference in the Knights hoisting the Stanley Cup last season. So, again, sometimes it's not who you start with, but it's who's got the hot hand, who's got the hot glove, and you ride that momentum as best as you can in the series. And so far, the Panthers have ridden Sergei as hot as you can, and now
again,
will that carry over into Edmonton as the Oilers get to host their first Stanley Cup Finals games since the last time they won it in 1990?
Sergei just sounds like a hockey name. Just you think hockey, Sergei.
Yeah, well, but however, for the Panthers, it did not come with an unfortunate price. As unfortunately, the Panthers lost their captain Alexander Barkov when he got hit in the head. So hopefully he's okay, but his status for Game 3 is yet to be unknown. But we'll see if the Panthers will rally for their captain as Game 3 will come. Well, he's going to need to if Edmonton's going to get back in the series.
100%.
It's going to be. It really has to take a team effort. Come on now, work with me. Come on, app. Don't. What I say, you must obey. Don't stop with me. See, you know what?
Well, there should be no things on my side. I am right next to the damn router. Right next to the box. There is no excuse for my internet to be fudging up right about now.
Well,
hey Dub, can I still? I'm gonna say this. I know before we continue, I'm still yeeted, bro. Like I still have I still have every visual in my face and everything that still went down. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll probably talk about it here in a little bit, but just know that I'm
rightfully so. Which, by the way, Game 3 will be on Thursday at 5 p.m. Of course, airing on ESPN and ABC.
It's not Wednesday?
No, because I think Wednesday is Game 3 of the finals. The NBA finals.
Okay, we're still on hockey. Okay, my bad. I went somewhere else there for a second.
Game 3 will be Wednesday for Boston and Dallas, and then Game 4. NHL's not going to go up against the NBA finals on the same damn day.
They better not.
Not only that, they're airing the Mouse House is airing both finals. So right now, the Mouse House is making a whole lot of money off the NBA and Stanley Cup finals.
Yeah, yes, they are smart.
And speaking of the NBA finals, are the Dallas Mavericks in trouble as they head back home down 2-0 as the Celtics win Game 2, 105-98?
They might get one.
Go ahead, you were saying?
They might get one.
Well, let me ask this question.
You still ain't seen a game from Kyrie Irving yet. So
correct.
It's about time for him to make his appearance.
Correct.
So they might get one. And don't be shocked if they get two.
Tell us how you really feel. Cuz.
Hey, well, at least he know that there's some real grown-ass men out there playing on that A7, as we will probably chime in a little bit with my my first experience out there, but we'll get to that in a second.
But yeah, heading back to Game 2 that took place on Sunday, 108-95, the Celtics once again beat the Mavericks as they protect home court on the parquet floor. As again, Luka Doncic he woke up and got one, but unfortunately, it was not enough for the Mavericks. Even though the whole starting five was in double figures, but again, as mentioned, Kyrie shooting 7 of 18, 0 for 3 from three-point range, as the Mavericks as a team only hit 6 of 26 from beyond the arc.
Can't do that.
No, not if you're trying to play a very good defensive team like the Celtics is. Drew Holiday led the way for 26 with Boston, as he was steady. Jaylen Brown was steady again. Tatum scored 18, but Tatum really struggled. He only shot 6 for 22, 1 of 7 from 3, but because Drew Holiday bailed him out, it's not going to be looked at as well. Tatum disappeared again, which in a sense he did, but Drew Holiday helped pick up the slack with Jaylen Brown, and thus the Celtics are halfway to perhaps raising their 18th banner and winning their 18th Larry O'Brien trophy in their prestigious franchise history. But now the scene shifts to American Airlines Center and Big D. Now, again, like I said, I know Jason Kidd will get his team ready. That's not a concern. But if you're the Mavericks, obviously besides Kyrie having to wake up and shooting like we know he can, what else has to come in for Dallas to get back in the series and just to get one starting on Wednesday?
You got to hit your free throws. As you said that, even though it wasn't a difference in that, you got to make your free throws, and you got to make your 3-pointers if you're shooting them, because it seems like the Celtics are pretty much daggering their 3-pointers. So, and you got to play defense.
But I don't think Boston is too much relying on the 3-point shot like Dallas is, because obviously
no. But when they're shooting them, they are making them. Is pretty much what I'm getting under that. And
it does help when you have Derek White shooting it.
Yes, and I saw too many backdoor dunks for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
He was getting to the rack. Like, stop him. Easier said than done. But that's what I'm just. Step up your defense, hit your free throw, and help out Luka.
Yeah, give him some help. Absolutely.
You got to give him a little bit of help. Kyrie as you said, besides Kyrie, but Kyrie has to be they're not playing the basketball that they played in the last series. Where the fourth quarter they were the more dominant team.
Yes.
Where this is where I thought in this series that they would probably be the better team with Boston, because Boston can't relinquish a lead. That's why I felt that game 2 might have been the difference. But yeah, Boston was like, yeah, we're determined. You just see a little bit, as we saw with the Insomniacs yesterday, you see a determination and a look in the Celtics' eye right now. Like, you know what? We're not going to fuck up like we did against the Warriors. But we do know the Boston Celtics. Yes, they are up 2-0, but do I feel confident that they can close this out right now? No. They haven't had that type of game yet. That one game, like, dude, really? This game was yours for the taking. So I just believe that arena is going to will Dallas to this one being down 0-2. I think Luka's going to get a whole bunch of adrenaline put in him, pump IVs or whatever, so because he looked tired. We had the Jimmy Butler pose already, and it's only been game 2. That's just Luka has been playing a lot of basketball.
That he has, but he's definitely trying to do his part and trying to help this team win their second overall NBA title. But definitely, if Kyrie can definitely be the Kyrie that we've known him to be in past finals and get going, it certainly will help take the load off him as Game 3 is coming up Wednesday in the NBA Finals. Some NFL news. One of the best ran organizations in the NFL extends their head coach for 3 more years as Mike Tomlin.
Are we shocked?
No, we're not.
Or are we? The man, they're not going to fire him. They're not going to let him walk. That man's going to walk away from this head coaching job. And then the Steelers will be looking for their next coach. They don't fire coaches. They fire coordinators.
Well, again, now let's just tell it like it is. Now Mike Tomlin has been there since 2007, and he's approaching year number 17.
Next to the hoodie, the longest tenured coach in the NFL.
He's currently the longest tenured. You're absolutely right. Now that the hoodie is looking for a job. But again, for the last 55 years, since 1969, the Pittsburgh, as you see it on my co-host's finger, that's how many head coaches the Pittsburgh Steelers have had since 1969. Chuck Noll was hired in 1969. He retired after the 1991 season. Bill Cowher, his replacement coach from 1992 to 2006. His replacement is Mike Tomlin, been there since 2007. By the way, just signed a 3-year extension through 2027.
Which he will get another 3-year if he wants to coach another 3 years after this contract. I mean, they don't get the longest extensive contract. It seems like at the point of where their careers are now, it's like, all right, 3 years, we'll reassess how you feel after 3 years. You're still feeling good? We'll give you another 3 years. But within that 3 years, if you feel like you want to retire, thank you. That's why my co-host said one of the best ran organizations in sports, not just football, sports. You put them up there with the San Antonio fundamentals.
Yes.
100%. And you can even say my organization, even though we've been like this, but you can still say my organization. One of the best.
Here's the thing about the Raiders organization. Yes, we know Al had his ways, rightfully so. It's his team. You can do what you want. However, things you're seeing now in sports, women general managers, women presidents.
Not shocked about that.
All that started with Al Davis. Al Davis was one of the first to go into HBCUs and draft players. Al Davis was one of the first to give minorities head coaching jobs. First Latino head coach in Tom Flores, Hall of Famer. First African American head coach.
The first female general manager was hired by Al Davis, Miss Amy Trask,
the CEO. Yes. So, and currently right now, a black woman is the team president right now here in Vegas under Mark Davis. Now he's got an African American head coach in Antonio Pierce. So, a lot of the diverse things that you've seen, Al Davis was the first to do it, and obviously now, of course, the late great former ambassador. I forgot to what country, but Dan Rooney was the same way. So I mean, the Rooneys and Davises have really been synonymous when it comes to expanding diversity and higher minorities in their organizations, because that's just who the Davis family and the Rooney family are. That's just what they do. So Mike Tomlin getting his extension again.
Kudos. Not shocked. Like I said, we're not shocked on this show.
Well,
when it comes to our football season, when it comes to our football pick season, and we do our weekly picks, the saying on this show: you don't go against Mike Tomlin. Period. When you think the chips are down, and we've done it, we went against him, and he was like, "Fellas, pick your beer up." And I'm like, "You know what, Mike?
Hold my beer.
I'll shut the fuck up.
Hold
Mike.
my beer
my
and
bad.
hold my beer and be quiet."
Yeah, I forgot who you were. I you know, just respect the gangster.
but nonetheless, Mike Tomlin getting a 3-year extension to stay in Pittsburgh. And by the way, folks, if you haven't forgotten, Mike Tomlin has not had a losing season since he's been a head coach since 2007. So there you have it. 2 Super Bowl appearances, winning one multiple times. The Steelers have won the AFC North multiple times, have gone to the conference championship game.
And quietly,
so all Mike
out,
Tomlin do is just win. And now we will see if Mike Tomlin can revitalize the career of Justin Fields and or Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh for this upcoming season. Because as we know, the AFC North is one of the best divisions of football because they've got some talents in that division. With, of course, Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, of course, the Browns. Coming off their 12-win season.
You got Will Levis down there in Tennessee.
Maybe having a full Deshaun Watson could really jumpstart that offense and the returning.
Oh, I'm in the wrong division. My bad.
That's the AFC South. Now we're
I meant to say Deshaun. I meant to say Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
my bad.
If this was still the old NFC Central with the Houston Oilers, then we can talk about Will Levis.
My old school comes out. That old school came out.
Hey, you're absolutely not wrong, but nonetheless, Mike Tomlin getting his start, and there we go. So, NBA expanded to Vegas. We don't know. That could remain to be seen.
It's coming. It's coming. Just
all these arenas that they're building here on the doggone strip. Why? I don't know, but I just know. But
hey, stop complaining about your business getting money.
I don't want to go down the strip. You don't. Well, I mean, to a T, but trying to get out of that when you're a Vegas local and you just want to go home, you try to avoid Las Vegas Boulevard at all costs.
100%.
But however, the college baseball World Series is officially set.
Omaha,
and Omaha indeed. And basically, here is a guarantee: either somebody from the ACC or the SEC will be winning the College World Series because it is nothing but SEC and ACC.
It's going to be Florida State.
So here are the 8 teams going to Omaha. The number 1 team in the country, obviously, the Tennessee Volunteers, the Florida Gators, the Texas, the Texas A&M Aggies. First time ever in Omaha for the Kentucky Wildcats. Congratulations to them, of course.
Baby, some fresh blood. Let's go.
Of course, mainstay for many years, as just mentioned, the Florida State Seminoles, mainstay in the College World Series for a long, long time.
Everything ain't Florida State with me. It's just the football and baseball team. Take it easy. And the only reason why I like the baseball team because Gerald Dempsey III went there.
Yes, he did. and he was a shortstop before he became a catcher. A lot of people don't know that about one Gerald Dempsey Posey III. The Virginia Cavaliers. Also a staple in the College World Series because they've been there many times in recent years. The North Carolina Tar Heels back in there. And, well, I tell you what, the spring has been very kind to the North Carolina State Wolfpack. You had both the men and women's team in the Final Four, and now the Wolfpack are in the College World Series. So
whatever they're
it's been a very good spring for the North Carolina State Wolfpack. And before we forget, congratulations again to the Oklahoma Sooners. Sorry, JP. The Oklahoma Women's Lady Sooners, once again, college softball national champions, as that program just continues to dish out national titles. So our congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooners women's for another national championship in women's softball as they beat their rivals, the Texas Longhorns, 8-4, as they sweep in the Women's College World Series. So the Men's College World Series gets going on Friday. So first two matchups, of course, it's double elimination in Omaha, as you know. So 2 losses, you're done. So the first game taking place on Friday. We got conference rivals in the Virginia Cavaliers and the North Carolina Tar Heels, and then in the nightcap in Omaha at 4 p.m. Does not get easy for Florida State as they play the number 1 team in the country, the Tennessee Volunteers. And then on Saturday, you get NC State and Kentucky, and then you get Florida and Texas A&M on Saturday. Then on Sunday, it's to be determined. Obviously, we will see the winner's bracket and the loser's bracket. But 4 interesting games to get us started in Omaha. And as I said, off air, but one of my goals is definitely to experience Omaha live and experience the College World Series live, because I've been watching that since I've been a little boy at old Rosenblatt Stadium before they moved to the new stadium. So, I mean, it's been an ESPN staple for years. And, of course, me being the baseball fan that I am, and, of course, that sound of ping when it comes to the College World Series. Of course, for a long time, we all grew up swinging that metal Easton bat. For a lot of us that played Little League. For a lot of us that played Little League for a long time.
Is still at the parents' house.
So is mine. But it was the Babe Ruth Easton bat. But of course now Easton has made way for Marucci. That seems to be the popular metal bat now. All the Marucci bats. But interesting field.
My uncle got me my Easton bat.
Oh, did he?
He got me the blue. He got me a blue bag. Yeah. Well, his name is Islanders, but we called him Uncle Baby Boy. But he got me a baseball bag, and in the bag was an Easton baseball bat.
Nice.
And that baseball bat is still in my parents' house, and it's not going to go away because it's still that's something near dear to the heart. So yeah, that's how I got my Easton bat.
I still got all my bats, but nonetheless, interesting field in Omaha for the College World Series. And the UFL.
Yes. We got 2
teams. The Birmingham Stallions won the USFL conference, and the San Antonio Brahmas led. And the San Antonio, seems like the Stallions always just seems to make a great way. And now the San Antonio Brahmas win the XFL conference. So the UFL title will come down this Sunday on Father's Day, if I'm not mistaken. As the San Antonio Brahmas will take on the Birmingham Stallions for the UFL Championship, and I guess that will be Sunday, the 16th at 2 p.m., and you can catch that on Fox. Right now, the Brahmas are -3, and the total is 42, as the Stallions coming in at 9-1, the Brahmas at 7-3, so there you go. With the Brahmas and the Birmingham Stallions for the UFL Championship. Giants get a big win today over the Astros in extra innings, 4-3. Austin Slater with a walk-off single as the Giants now
he'll disappear for the next 10 games.
As the Giants get to 1 game under 500. The Padres beat the A's 6-1 as the Lights actually went out for a minute in San Diego, but the Padres still get the win 6-1. Rays lose to the Orioles 5-2. Twins shut out the Rockies 5-0. Yankees in a tough game, but they get by the Royals 4-2. Brewers beat the Blue Jays 3-1, and the Mariners beat the White Sox 8-4. Short baseball list on this Monday, but damn it, Yankees, you had one job, and I mean, you finally won on Sunday, but you lost 2 or 3. Thanks a lot.
Thanks
a lot, but. Got a full slate of baseball tomorrow. We got the Astros and Giants going out again. It's the Angels and Diamondbacks in Phoenix, A's and Padres again. The Braves going into Baltimore to take on the Orioles and the Nationals In Detroit against the Tigers, the Cubs come to Tampa to take on the Rays. Battle of Ohio between the Guardians and the Reds in Cincinnati. Philly in Boston to take on the Red Sox. Marlins in Queens to take on the Mets. Rockies and Twins get at it again. St. Louis at home against the Pirates. Yankees and the Royals get ready for Game 2 of their series. Same with the Brewers and the Blue Jays. Sox and Mariners. And Bochy returns to Los Angeles. Go Rangers beat LA. Even though the Giants took two of three from Bochy this past weekend in Arlington, Texas. And we had some boxing over the weekend, as me and Mizzle were both watching the main event at our normal spot when Mizzle does come out here to pay a visit. But first things first, the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight has been pushed back now to November the 15th. Of course, Tyson had a ulcer problem, and now that that's been taken care of, it's going to be taking place.
And he looks more ferocious now in his training videos. I wouldn't.
So November 15th. November 15th is the date for Paul and Tyson. Now, we should have saved the clip because we really wanted to show it on air on our show when Adrian Bruner got knocked out. Because
I'm still trying to upload it, man. I'm trying
to. the way he went down after he got caught. Wow. And the way Deontay Wilder got knocked down and the pirouette that he did, which led to him going down. It's
Deontay Wilder hit a Texas two-step.
Well, I mean,
I don't know why he was complaining to the referee. The dude hit him with a straight flush.
Well, I mean, he is from Alabama, so I mean, he's not far from doing the Texas two-step.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay. Let me see. How can I upload this to?
It's a doggone shame, but nevertheless, we got some good matchups coming up. Of course, as we know, Gervonta Tank Davis and David Benavidez are fighting on the same card, which is coming up this Saturday.
You think you might catch we might have to get our boxing analyst on here, man. We might have to do a show because that's a tremendous card.
We might have to get Mr. Kevin Perry on here to talk about.
I might have to get Mr. Perry on here.
Fight.
Even if it's only like for 10 minutes, send him a message like, hey, can he give us like 10, 15 minutes of his time to talk about it?
But also news, Ryan Garcia definitely needs Jesus right now because he was arrested in LA for felony vandalism. And this is him coming off his biggest win against Devin Haney.
In the words of Chris Vera, was cheating.
Yeah, he was cheating. He was cheating.
Got my fulfillment of that this weekend.
Some illegal substances, but he was arrested Saturday for felony
and bear with me, I'm trying to get that Adrian Broner video up too.
A Beverly Hills hotel accused him of an estimating $15,000 in damage that the Beverly Hills Police Department watch commander told ESPN. He was arrested around 5:45 p.m. after a driver who dropped him off at the Waldorf Astoria Beverly Hills phoned police. Now, I don't know what it is about getting in trouble in Beverly Hills, but it seems like Axel Foley has this same problem, to which I can't wait for that movie next month. Yeah, I went there. Yes, I did. But nonetheless, I don't know what's going to come out of this. Like I said, Garcia, which again, his victory could be overturned because they found a B positive sample of his drug test.
Cheating.
But Xander Zayas fought this past Saturday as he defeated Patrick Teixeira in Madison Square Garden Theater at the Hulu Theater inside Madison Square Garden, as it was native of San Juan, Puerto Rico, as it was the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York, one of the big events of the year that New Yorkers and New Yorkers look forward to. And the Pride of San Juan was definitely good as Xander Zayas, with a domination performance, winning by unanimous decision and remaining undefeated with 19 wins, 12 of them coming by way of knockout. He signed with Top Rank when he was 16 years old, made his pro debut 6 weeks after he turned 17, and just looked very, very solid in his fight. Also in boxing, Ricky Hatton and former world heavyweight champion Michael Moore inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame this past weekend as the two fighters who gave us some very interesting stuff. Of course, IBF. Of course, Michael Moore was a former world heavyweight champion. He defeated Evander Holyfield in 1994. But of course, Michael Moore, more so known for feeling the fury of a 45-year-old George Foreman, as Foreman knocked out Michael Moore, as George Foreman became the oldest world heavyweight champion at the age of 45 when he beat Michael Moore back in 1994. Of course, one of my favorite calls of all time by Jim Lampley when he just simply said, "It happened. It happened." And oddly enough, a true story. George Foreman wore the same exact trunks that he lost to Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle in Zaire, Africa in 1974. And he exercised, a lot of people didn't know that, but he exercised those demons after he knocked out Michael Moore in 1994 to become the world heavyweight champion. Of course, Ricky Hatton, who had a very good career, but of course, Floyd hit him so hard that his own corner knocked him down also in that
bounced his face off that turnbuckle.
Yeah, but classic. also new inductees, Ivan Calderon and of course the late Diego Corrales are fighters that will be enshrined in the Hall of Fame in Kansas, New York. Of course, Diego Corrales, one of the most memorable fights I've ever seen live in my lifetime was him and Jose Luis Castillo in 2005, to where it looked like Castillo had Corrales, knocked him down. Diego Corrales' right eye could not see anything, and somehow Diego fought off to stop Castillo in round 10. One of the most memorable fights I've ever seen in my life. Watching those two, of course, Calderon, Puerto Rican fighter, still works with fighters. He had a great career. Trainer Kenny Adams, Jackie Kane, the first female manager. Longtime publicist Fred Sternberg got inducted, while Matthews gets inducted. And, of course, the late, great Nick Charles of CNN, who, for those that watched Showbox on Showtime, that was Nick Charles's baby. Nick Charles was the originator of Showbox. That was his baby. He was the original play-by-play man to Showbox with him and Steve Farhood. As we know, unfortunately, Nick Charles passed away due to cancer after Showbox got. And then, of course, the great Barry Tompkins took over the mantle for Nick Charles on Showbox. So kudos to Nick Charles, of course. Nick Charles was a long-time staple. Nick Charles and Fred Hickman on CNN Sports Tonight. Yes, I'm showing my age and whatnot because
don't be throwing us out there like that, like we owe.
Once upon a time, CNN was not just all about news. CNN did have a weekly night sports highlight show to complement SportsCenter called CNN Sports Tonight, and Nick Charles, Vince Cellini, and Fred Hickman, those three gentlemen was the staple of those three shows, or of that show on CNN. So just a little history lesson for you sports fans out there, but great for Nick Charles. And
just to let you know, your nephew made it there safely.
To Canada?
No, no. Your other the oldest nephew, oldest nephew.
The retreat. Yes. Okay, well, young man, have fun, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself out there. Mizzle gets to get some alone time with the wife, so that's good for you.
She's cage sleep right now.
You know what I mean.
I know.
Well, let's just say they did not fit him like the way it fit back in Zaire, Africa. That's for sure. Back in 1974. So I think
that's why I was laughing when you were talking because I read that statement.
That was a very, I think that's a very safe assessment to make in regards to George Foreman's trunks that he wore in 1994 when he knocked out Michael Moore to once again regain the World Heavyweight title. So I'm going to say that is a safe assessment and a safe analogy, Unc. But nonetheless, a lot of stuff going on here. But again, coming up this upcoming weekend, of course, again, it is. Hold on, what's
boxing? We got boxing. We should have the finals game played that weekend. Should have some hockey played that weekend too. This weekend.
Yeah, a lot of things going on here. Okay, so supposedly, and this is coming from Mike Coppinger, ESPN Boxing Insider, the Canelo Alvarez Williams Skull IBF Super Middleweight title purse bid scheduled to take place tomorrow has been postponed until Thursday, as
Canelo was. I'm over Canelo, dude. I'm over that guy.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Boxing's top star is the undisputed champion at super middleweight, as we know. He's mulling over his options here. My coach has been told that he will be faced with being stripped of one of his 4 titles or facing an unknown opponent. Now, here's my thing. Now, and here we go back to all these doggone sanctioning, but as Orange Cassidy makes in a first appearance with a nap for the evening.
Yes. I'm sick of this with this boxing crap, man. This is why I wish me and you slightly were. This is why I wish me and you were slightly born back in the day, because there was no. Let's figure this out. You want to fight me? I want to fight you. Y'all make this fight happen. Let's deal it out the ring. We never have to deal with this negotiating and
no.
They, not they. Like we, not we.
Well, which is why we
love to see boxing back in the day.
Well, which is why we forever adore the core 4 of the 80s. Of course, we're talking about Hagler, Leonard, Hearns, and Duran, because they all fought each other.
Not an issue.
Understand. Fought each other. Duran fought Leonard. Yeah. Leonard fought Duran. Well, Leonard fought Duran twice. They split that.
Yes.
Hearns and Duran fought. Of course, Hearns knocked Duran the fuck out with that tremendous right hand, and just Duran fall face first. But again, yes, wins and losses matter. But back then it was, okay, you beat me, okay, but we gonna go it again, and trust me, I'm gonna get you the second time. Which
many trilogies happened back in the day.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, you know, that's the one thing that boxing is missing now is trilogies. But we're talking about great trilogies. I think the last best trilogy we had, I really want to say, was Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez. I think that's the best last trilogy that we had.
That was a war. That was not. That was that was a flat out war.
And
there was no defense. All punches.
I go back to the first fight. Marquez was knocked down 3 times in the first round, and you're thinking,
yes,
this might be over. And then Marquez being Marquez started countering, started answering back, and the first fight ends up as a draw.
Yes, which was well deserved, because he fought his way back into that fight.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
But his crowning achievement is when he caught Manny with that right hand, and the whole Philippines cried a river, especially Mama Pacquiao and his wife, because there was just like he was not moving, and Kenny Bayless did the best impression of your guy that you love so much, the referee Steve Willis, who you love so much. Kenny Bayless almost did a Steve Willis impression with his eyes, because he was like, wait a minute. Like he saw Pacquiao down, he said 1 and then said, wave it off. It's done. He ain't getting up.
Man, it shouldn't even count that 1 when he saw his ass in the air. He was asleep. His gloves were the pillows. Fight's over. Thank you for coming. One should have never came out. He should have never did this. It should have been, yep.
No, but
somebody could get this guy to smell the sauce.
But also a couple of weeks ago, Dimitri Bivol got his first stoppage in 6 years which was hard for me to believe that he hadn't stopped anybody in 6 years. But he did. Really? He retained his 6 years. But he retained his WBA lightweight title with a 6-round TKO replaced Mark Zinat. And right now remember, he was originally scheduled to fight Arthur Beterbiev, but of course Beterbiev suffered a knee injury, and that pushed the fight back. So now that was going
to be a good fight.
Yeah, but now that fight to unify the light heavyweight championship is now pushed back to October the 12th. Now, again, that fight is still going to take place in Saudi Arabia, as it originally was, but now it will be Bivol and Beterbiev fighting for the lightweight title, the unification of lightweight title on October the 12th. Now, Bivol, with his win, obviously takes over the number 1 spot in the light heavyweight division, pushing Beterbiev down to number 2. But eventually, we all knew that these two were going to come together and get it on. But now they will officially back on October the 12th. And, of course, we saw Zhang just possibly put Deontay Wilder into retirement, as Deontay Wilder is now – they don't show his record, but here's the funny thing about Wilder. It seemed like, and I'm gonna do a Tyson comparison, because obviously, as we know, Mike Tyson was never the same after Don King basically told him to fire Kevin Rooney, which Kevin Rooney was his trainer or became his head trainer after Cus D'Amato passed away back in 1985. Yes. So obviously, we saw the ferocious Tyson under Kevin Rooney, and of course, Tyson obviously became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at the age of 20. And then we all knew that Tyson was not the same after he fired Kevin Rooney. And I'm going to say this about Deontay Wilder. It seemed like Deontay Wilder was not the same after he basically kicked Mark Breland to the curb. Mark Breland, who was a former welterweight champion in his own right in boxing. Mark Breland was the one that stopped the fight the second time around when Fury clearly beat Deontay Wilder, when Wilder was like, I deserve to go on my shield. One of the main jobs of a trainer is to protect your fighter. And Mark Breland felt he did what he had to do to save his fighter, to fight another day. Deontay Wilder took an issue with that. Deontay Wilder fired Mark Breland. And Deontay Wilder has not been the same since he fired Mark Breland, because under Mark Breland is where Deontay Wilder had his biggest success. Was the WBC champion for a long, long time, until obviously Tyson Fury beat him in the second time that they fought. First, of course, as we know, first fight was a draw, second fight, and the fight after that, Fury just completely dominated Deontay Wilder. And Wilder was trying to save his career, but Zhang just said, "No soup for you. You will take my right hand and you will like it.
You will go down."
But you will go down hard. But the main thing I take away from that is Deontay Wilder did nothing to enhance his boxing skill, which we knew he had a lot of power, but still did not develop any more fighting skills, still trying to rely on that one punch. Now, as Tyson got older, he eventually became that way, relying on the one punch, but when he was under Kevin Rooney, we all know how skilled and how his lateral head movement was for Mike Tyson. And you're starting to see a little bit of that as he's now training for Jake Paul, which is coming up in November. But
like I said,
if it's the end of the road for Deontay Wilder, man had a solid career.
Don't hang it high. Don't hang it low.
Man was the world heavyweight champion, the WBC world heavyweight champion for a long time. So you cannot take that away
why did he do boxing? See, it's a bigger thing to what he did for boxing, and he became the world heavyweight champion. But the man couldn't get a job. Or I don't know if he had a job or something like that, but he boxed for his daughter because she had a certain condition that he had to make enough money for to take care of her condition, and he did that.
Yeah,
that's the only main reason why he went into boxing, was to take care of his daughter, and he did it. So
yeah,
nothing with his career that he needed to hang his head low to. Brother, you did something. You were determined. You were determined to take care of your daughter, and you went into something later on in your life, and you became a champion, and you took care of your daughter. I will always be a fan of Deontay Wilder, no matter what. No matter what. Because as a parent, we do take sacrifices to take care of our babies. So, and he did it.
Well, again,
kudos.
Keep this in perspective. He was the WBC World Heavyweight Champion for 5 years, from 2015 to 2020. He became
while
the first
still
American
learning to become
champion.
A boxer, though, because he wasn't a polished boxer when he won that belt. He was still, you know, what
he
was the one thing
the
that
first...
we said about him, brother? The one thing we said about Deontay Wilder, the moment he develops a jab, he and learn how to, he will be.
And unfortunately,
somewhat of a complete boxer.
Unfortunately, that never happened. Why? I don't know. Because you're 6'7". You're 6'7".
With reach. You
have a reach of 83 inches. Of course, the reach is measured from the armpit to the end of the fist.
But that's
long. You have an 83-inch reach, and you're 6'7".
Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away.
And again, and I know people don't want to give Lennox Lewis his just due because they call it Lennox boring, but how be ever?
Why? Because he used a jab.
I am 6 foot. If I am 6'6" and above, and I have a reach of 80 inches plus, I would be a blithering idiot if I try to go toe to toe with you. No. Now I remember watching this fight with Mr. Bootknife, aka Mr. Tony Arizari, which, by the way, always praying for that man to make it home safe from his job. But
he has the respect of the inmate, so I think he's okay. It clearly seems to be that way because every story we get, it always ends with the inmate respecting him, and they're talking about his coworkers. So well, we already know Tony is one of the respectable.
Yeah,
that's bro right there.
He has definitely earned his stripes. So that's exactly. that's not surprising. But I was at his house with him and Nick and Pops.
Oh, little brother. He was a little brother. Yes.
Little
Pops. Okay.
Oh yeah. Nice. Oh yeah. It was a family thing with.
Did mom feed you?
Of course she did.
Yeah.
Of course, Mama Bernice did. What? Come on now.
Sit there for 5 minutes, and you'll be like, sit there for 5 minutes. You walk in the room. Oh, hi, Bet. Are you hungry? Yes.
Yeah.
Even though you probably just devoured some French fries and a burger before you got over there, but yes.
No. She the food was already there when we got there.
Oh, so moms, you guys were coming. Oh, so yeah, most definitely.
Oh yeah. Blessed. No. She we was fortunate, but no.
Oos in the building.
But
love your live stream, Oos. You already know I'm already in there watching you every time, brother.
I need to go pay attention to that to his Twitch.
Oh, hey,
by the way, if you don't follow
and
Oos's
be talking
plays, please
big
do.
shit
please
too.
Do.
Oos be talking big shit. And I love it.
Of course. Why wouldn't he? But nevertheless, so we were watching the Lennox Lewis David Tua fight, and we all know Tony was not the biggest fan of Lennox Lewis, so obviously he was pulling for Tua.
No.
And he got mad because.
Wait, why wasn't I out there?
Hit him.
Where was I at?
He was probably working.
Facts. Normally.
Take ass and whoop it names. Got it. Copy that. But no, he was getting mad. But I was like, Tony, Lennox is fighting the smart fight because, again, why would he let David Tua inside? Because, again, if you never saw David Tua fight, certainly in our generation, not talking about the generation of Foreman and Holmes and Ali and Ernie Shavers and Ken Norton, but certainly in our generation,
we caught them at their late end of their careers, which I wish I could have been around for the beginning of their careers. Okay. But just the blessing to still put eyes on them is tremendous.
A lot of people said that David Tua had more knockout power than Mike Tyson, and that's saying something. Because David Tua had a very high knockout percentage rate.
100%.
I'll just say it like this. Yes, Michael Moore didn't have the world's best chin, but he fought Michael Moore. The fight lasted 30 seconds. He knocked Michael Moore damn near out of the ring. That's how much punching power David Tua had. And
showed up, got paid.
And a lot of people wanted a David Tua versus Mike Tyson fight. Unfortunately, it never happened because, dear Lord, if those two got in the ring with that,
there would have been there would have been no jabs established. It would have been inside game. All phone booth boxing.
It was inside game, and who's gonna
right hooks and uppercuts.
Yeah, who's gonna take the uppercut? It was gonna be who had the strongest chin in that fight. If
hooks and uppercuts.
If ever the two should meet, who's going?
Yes.
You might have got a double knock. You might have got a double knockdown like Apollo and Rocky 2. That possibly could have happened.
Yes, he referenced Rocky.
Yes, we did. A Rocky reference has finally made it on to the Mizzle and Dub show. But nonetheless, glad you're with us here on episode number 211 on the Mizzle and Dub show. Earlier, we talked about the Dallas Mavericks going down 2-0 as they return back home to the finals for Game 3, which will take place on Wednesday.
Isn't 211 a robbery code? I believe 211 is a robbery. See, we're robbing these people right now. Let's go.
It might be some about, but I also know that 211 is a malt liquor.
Well, I should know this, right? I should know what 211, if that is a code. I should know this.
Well, we have parents that worked for the law, so I mean,
law enforcement, yes.
Yes. One for Oakland PD, one for CHP. So I mean, that you had all areas covered per se, but
couldn't go to jail and couldn't speed.
Facts upon facts on big facts. But I mean, but I'm just saying, if you ever had a question about road laws and stuff like that, Mama Mason was the person who was like, Mom, what happens if this and this happens? No. Okay, copy.
Well, not gonna lie. Her name got me out of a speeding ticket. The dude looked at my ID. He was like, "Are you related to Terry Mason?" And once he said that, the light bulb and everything, like, "Oh, you know my mother." Yes, that is my mother. that man gave me back my ID. Man gave back my driver's license and said, literal words, "Slow the fuck down." Did not get a ticket that day. So yes, my mother name rang bells through CHP.
So I'm reading a message from a fan of the show that says, "Yes, they are. F. Luca. I'll never forgive him for trying to step up to my Devin Booker. Just saying." Which that person is a big time Suns fan and a big time Devin Booker fan. And
did we have her on the show? I believe, is this the fan that we had on the show?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, actually, yes. Actually, yes. Yes, she has commented before on the show.
And
Yeah,
she held her own amongst men on a sports show, talking her ish. So yes. So if that statement is coming from, yes. Big shout out.
But nonetheless, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure nothing would do her much joy than to see the Mavericks get swept by Boston in the finals, but that remains to be seen.
Come on, man. All these Boston fans, man. I mean, I understand some people are rooting for Boston because they don't like Boston. I mean, they may not like the Mavericks, but Boston? The Sixer fan in me can't allow that to happen, man. I can't do it. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I know somebody that now this is the weird part. Now I know a person that is a Dodger fan, but is from LA, born and raised, is a Dodger fan, but is a Celtics and Patriots fan. Don't ask me how that is.
Well, guess what, brother?
What's that?
I know somebody that lived around the corner, not too far, that can walk to this stadium when they played in Oakland, but he became this fan. Yeah, it's my brother. But once he explained to me the reason why he became a Cowboy fan, I can understand. Which is pretty much, if anybody's a Cowboy fan, it's slightly that reason. He said it was a star. I can't get mad at that. If it was a star, but you literally live around the corner. You can walk to the stadium, which I had to catch Bart at time, but you lived, unless I was staying there, around the corner. According to Uncle Bobby on the Facebook chat, they have issues.
They do have some issues. They have some real big issues. Again, for one thing,
you can't help your nephew, Unc. You can't. You just can't. But we love him.
But I mean, there's big time issues because we definitely was not expecting.
No, he was saying my brother has issues. Okay.
Wow. However, the issue is this. I don't think anybody was expecting Kristaps Porzingis to play the way he has in these first two games, which has given the Boston Celtics a huge boost. Yes, you were one of them. Yeah, and you are taking your crow like a man.
Because you know about this show, man. If we talk about it and it doesn't go the way we talk about it, we will come on this show and own it. I don't have a problem.
Oh yeah,
not at all.
Absolutely,
I will own it.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't respect me as a
even with
person that talks on this show if I didn't own it. So I'm all about owning it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
I won't run from it.
I mean,
never.
The Porzingis factor has been huge for Boston in this series, and we will see if that will. And we will see if that will. We will see if that will carry over the Dallas. But here's my main question for Dallas: is will the role players step up now that they're back at home for Game 3? And I guess the question about that is, we will see on Wednesday if that will come up into fruition for the Mavericks, because if they go down 3-0, that's going to be a big problem. As we know, no one's ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in an NBA series, let alone the NBA Finals. So, just to recap what happened today, we saw the Florida Panthers defeat the Edmonton Oilers 4-1 after spotting the Oilers a 1-0 lead. The Panthers came back to win 4-1. And now they sit up on the 2 games in the lead as they head to Edmonton for Game 3 on Thursday. But we know Edmonton, Ontario, Canada is going to be lit as lit can be.
Loud. You know what? You might catch some boobies.
Certainly with some Canadian beer. Real quickly, there was only one game in the WNBA tonight as the Connecticut Sun beat the Indiana Fever 89-72, as Caitlin Clark was held just points.
How do you feel? Let me ask you a question, sir. How do you feel about the media making it big that Caitlin Clark didn't get picked for the Olympics? Like, why is that a topic? She hasn't been in the league long enough to earn that right to get there yet.
Well,
yes, she's talented, but you're crowning her too early.
Yeah. Well, first off, I love her answer. Maybe next time I'll be, selected. She answered the right way. Here's the thing: there's too much talent.
Cuz got the series going 7.
Well, of course he does. He wants it to go 7. Here's the thing. Now, me and Mizzle will be the first to say that we don't talk about the WNBA much. Now, we will give the champions their due.
We should.
We do give the champions their due when they do win.
Yes.
Recently, we gave just recently we gave Candace Parker her just due when she retired from basketball. Okay, we've talked about the Brittany Griner situation before on this show. So I mean,
we've seen what's going on Twitter with her? Well, I don't know what to say.
You've been seeing? Yeah. I really don't know what to say on that.
I don't know how to feel or what to.
Yeah, that's just a subject I'm not going to touch because I
agree with that statement, Huck. I agree, but I don't think they were just gonna go. I don't know how. I don't know. I just think they want to go with veterans. But go ahead and Dub. Well, we do need to talk about the WNBA more. We do, and that's. I will take a lot of credit for not even bringing up the WNBA more because we do have a platform to where we can talk about them. And one of our greatest shows was something that had to do with a woman. So we need to do better with featuring the WNBA on the show a little bit.
Because I agree with that because again, I have a lot of respect for Jemele Hill. I do. But there was no need for her to come out and say because she's white and because she's straight. She didn't have to come out and say that.
That was
she's
harsh.
White and she's straight.
That was harsh. That was harsh.
It's like there's no need for that because I don't care
that should not even be brought into sports anyway.
I don't care if 80% of the WNBA is lesbian. I don't care if that's your preference. That's your preference. I'm not going to judge you. I'm still going to respect you as a human being.
I'm here to watch you play a basketball game. I'm here to watch you play a basketball game. What you do outside of basketball and how you carry your life, only one person judges you.
Yeah.
Only one person. And it ain't me.
I'm not Aretha Franklin be like, who's zooming who? No. That's not me. I pay my ticket to watch you play ball and show off your tremendous freakish athleticism. Like I said, I just experienced my first WNBA game, and it was lit, wasn't it? And it was a fantastic atmosphere.
And I don't understand why. And I don't understand why we're hating on a person that's helping out the league or helping out women's sports. Period. She is making these little girls believe that they can do a lot of things. I mean, since she's been in the WNBA, ticket sales has went up. When she comes to your arena, she's helping out your arena.
Yes.
So why are we hating on something that's being
your arena sells out? Okay.
So why are we hating on
your arena sells out during a midweek game when you weren't during a midweek game.
They compared ticket sales when she wasn't in the WNBA a whole year. This is a whole year. This is not even just one game. They put the stat up of a whole year to her coming to your stadium for one game, and it shattered. You want this. This is what you want. That's going to get you more TV time.
This is exposure for your league. If she's eating, guess what? The whole freaking league eats. What are we not getting? What are we not understanding?
I mean, we did give her a lot of. We did give. It says from the Facebook chat line, people are making too big of a deal about her not making the Olympics team. I think she has to prove herself in the WNBA. She has great college player, but she is not ready. Oh, that's what. That's my thing was why was we making a big deal about making her Olympic team when like I'm saying, the Olympic team, you want vets. We're trying to win a freaking gold medal. Okay. She's a rookie. She ain't earned that right yet. I understand that. But what I'm saying is when she came into the league, why is there so much hate on her? Is it because she's bringing more to your organization or this business? Nah.
I mean, I get
it. Well, then you can say the same thing about was it Reese? She's been playing some good basketball too. She didn't get a nod. So while we're not talking about her not getting snubbed to the Olympics, so it's just a Caitlin Clark thing that they need something to talk about. But here's the thing, though, the WNBA is getting a lot of more exposure with this going down. Just think of it may be in the wrong way, but they are getting a lot of exposure right now. They are a topic of a lot of things.
Okay, so she's averaging almost 17 points a game, 16.8, almost 5.5 rebounds a game at 5.3, almost 6.5 assists a game at 6.3, and 1.5 steals. Those are not bad stats for her rookie season.
No,
they're not. No. Okay,
no,
she's playing. She's playing on a not so good team in the Fever, but also her teammates.
Let's be real.
Her teammates are not coming to her aid, which is shame on them.
Yeah,
it's like, come on now.
I don't know why. I've never seen a rookie get so much banter like this coming into any kind of league. And here's the thing. She was not one of those controversial players to where you have to talk about it like she was out in the streets doing this, that, and the third.
No.
Why is she? I don't get it. You want this for your league. I don't know. It will never. I will never get in my brain, around what they're doing with her.
I will say this: if you end up getting endorsement deals because of Caitlin Clark, you better give a third of your check to Caitlin Clark, because it was her that helped you get that endorsement deal, whatever that is. That's all. I'm saying.
She's a good basketball player, and she does not deserve how the league or whatever the media is treating her right there, because
college basketball ratings, women's wise, went up because of Caitlin Clark. You 100%. Turned the channel to watch her when she was playing in Iowa. Now she's doing the same, and now she's doing the same thing for the WNBA.
Yeah.
She is giving your league exposure, something you have not had. Okay. And we've had legends play in that league, like a Cynthia Cooper, like a Tina Thompson, like a Swim Cash, like a Cheryl Swoops, like a Teresa Weatherspoon, like a Rebecca Lobo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
like a Sue Bird, like a Diane Taurasi who's still playing right now.
Yeah.
Those are some legendary names in women's basketball. It's a doggone shame the WNBA came to them, because I'm pretty sure that Doris Burke and Cheryl Miller, the two greatest women players that I've ever seen, and of course I have to throw in Ann Myers-Drysdale, because she was also a fantastic college basketball player. Those three names in women's basketball alone, Ann Myers-Drysdale, Cheryl Miller, and Doris Burke, those three women could play some ball, and it's unfortunate they couldn't get a chance to play in the WNBA, because they would have tore the doggone league up. And I still think Cheryl Miller is the greatest woman basketball player I have seen in my lifetime. And
hands down. While you drop the mic,
her Hall of Fame brother, Reginald Miller, will tell you, and he said
she's a better basketball player.
Months, she's better in basketball than he is. And Reggie Miller could God flat out shoot. Yes, it was the most ugliest delivery in history, but
not worse than Sean Miriam. So stop it. I will refuse to sit here and let you talk about one of the top three-point shooters or great shooters in the league.
But that form was ugly. Sorry, that form was ugly.
It wasn't Sean Miriam. Whatever.
We
might have our first dispute on this show, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't argue with my brother much. I don't. I love when other people come on the show when I can do things like that. But if he's gonna sit here and say Reggie Miller's jump shots ugly, nah, bro.
I said his form was ugly.
Okay. Sean Merriman, bro, what was his form?
Atrocious. Okay. And then Bill Cartwright was what the hell?
I don't disagree with you. You should not make the Olympics on your popularity. You have to earn it. I will never argue with that. And yes, Cheryl Miller was a dog. She scored 100 points in a basketball game. 100 points. There's only two people that I've known that score 100 points in any kind of sport. Wilt and Cheryl. And I don't care what level of basketball you played. If you score 100 points in a basketball game, you're a fucking legend. You're fucking
good.
Legend.
You're good.
Care. I don't care.
That's just what you are.
That means
you are
nobody was seeing you that day. Nobody. Yes. Hell, if Kobe damn near could have scored 100 points on Jalen Rose. Yes, I said it.
But you know what the funny thing about that is? Kobe needed to score that 81 because the Lakers were losing in that game to Toronto.
Well, there was nobody on the court besides Kobe. You're right.
Yeah. And it had to take all of his 81 just for the Lakers to win that game against the Toronto Raptors.
When you are...
But still, 81 is 81.
If your NBA Jam on fire, is it the shoes type basketball? Get the hell out my way. If you guys can't compete the way I'm competing right now, just as the meme will say, you know what the meme say? Kobe didn't like football because it was too much passing. So
well, I mean, that was the same way when he put 60 in his last game. He was like, you know what? Give me the ball.
See, I'm not that like the I can't think of the name where I'm trying to go, but I'll allow that. If you're going out, we know that's your last game. But everybody on that floor, everybody in that arena knew every shot that was damn near going up, it was going to be Kobe's. You knew it. I knew it.
Yeah.
Like I just said.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't play football. Too much passing.
but nevertheless,
yes.
A lot of things said, a lot of things put together. Interested to see what's going to happen. Like we said, Game 3 of the NBA Finals is Wednesday, of course, on ABC. And, of course, Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals is on Thursday. The College World Series starts tomorrow. Once again, it is North Carolina against Virginia and Florida State taking on Tennessee. First game is at 11 a.m. Second game at 4 p.m. Of course, you can catch both those games on ESPN as they take you the rest of the way as the final 8 make it to Omaha, Nebraska, and we are getting closer to the summer games of the Olympiads in Paris, France, that you can catch.
We've been having trials right now, right? Have there been trials going on?
There have been trials going on.
Okay.
No, I think there's still some more trials to go. So,
okay.
Unc just said on your Facebook that the argument for Clark to be on the team is that she is a good marketing tool for the league. How about marketing the other established stars in the NBA and the league? The WNBA is poorly marketed. And Unc, that's
a different subject for a different show because I got a lot of things I can say about that.
But he can make a point because, again, Candace Parker wasn't. Candace Parker was an established college basketball star. Why they didn't market her? Why they didn't market a lot of these?
Miss Reese.
Yeah. Aja Wilson.
A very good, talented. Casey Plum. Yes, indeed. Is it Plum?
Yes. So, I mean, yeah. So,
I guess
it makes a very good argument. It makes a very good point.
I guess they were trying to find their Trojan horse, like the NBA had with Jordan for a reason, for a minute, or when they had West out there. I guess Caitlin Clark is their Trojan horse, but they had a Trojan horse a long time ago. There's a lot of talent that they could have put out there, but like we just said, poor marketing. But now they have the. Yes. I guess right now they have everything they need to market a big superstar in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark. And so you won't get an argument out of me. They had many superstars a long time ago that could have did what they're doing with Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago. Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie. Just to name a few. Tina Thompson. There was
Cynthia Cooper.
plenty.
Ruthie Bolton Holyfield.
Bro. Cynthia Cooper. Steph Curry before Steph Curry.
Won the first 4 rings the WNBA ever knew.
Steph Curry before Cynthia Cooper was a flat out fucking
and it's a doggone shame that the Houston Comets are not in the WNBA now. They disbanded.
That franchise had squad.
The first 4 WNBA titles went to the Houston Comets, and they disbanded. I'm still mad that the Sacramento Monarchs got disbanded.
And the moment that I wanted to take your niece to go see a basketball or women's basketball game just to show that women can do things, they eliminated the Monarchs. We were going to go to a game, and they eliminated it. But back in the Facebook chat from, our loyal follower, Unc, they are putting all their eggs in one basket. Caitlin Clark. What if she can't make the jump to the WNBA or, God forbid, she gets hurt? But this is them taking a risk. You got to start somewhere, and this is them taking their risk. And I agree. What does happen if she doesn't fulfill that? But this is the WNBA taking a risk, and let's see if they finally market someone that has talent good enough. They should have did it years ago. They had somebody in each team when they developed this league to be the face of the WNBA. I just don't think that they did it right. But now what I love about what's going on with the WNBA, they're getting more support, and they're getting support from the NBA, from the players in the NBA. So maybe right now things will go right. And like we said earlier, Doug, we really need to start talking about the WNBA a lot more. We have a platform to where we should be doing that, and we haven't. We only do it in spurts. But I think when their season is going on, when we have a show, we need to start giving them their due and talking about them a lot more. Let's not be the reason. Let's not be the reason.
And here's the thing.
Let's not be an issue.
Even though they're no longer in existence, the Houston Comets are still tied for the most WNBA titles because it's the Comets, the Minnesota Lynx, and the Seattle Storm, all with 4 championships each.
Wow. And I think some of those franchises are still playing. I think the Lynx are not around no more, right? The Lynx, Monarchs are not around, and are all those teams not around?
Hold on. So
I agree. And I think that's what Mark Davis is trying to do.
So here is your Eastern Conference in the WNBA. It's the Atlanta Dream, the Chicago Sky, the Connecticut Sun, the Indiana Fever, the New York Liberty, and the Washington Mystics. The Liberty,
the Liberty and the Mystics have been around for a while.
Are part of the original
OGs.
Yeah, they're one of the originals. Along with the Sparks, they're an original. The Phoenix Mercury is an original.
Yes.
And I want to say the Seattle Storm is an original, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on.
I want to say slightly.
Okay.
Yes, they are. They are. They've been around. They've been in the league. They've been around for a minute.
Hold on. Okay. Wait a minute. Come here. Okay. So the original 8 in the WNBA were the Cleveland Rockers, the Charlotte Sting, the Houston Comets, the New York Liberty. So only the Liberty, Sparks, and the Mercury are left of the original 8 because obviously the Rockers are no more, the Comets are no more, the Sting is no more, and of course the Utah Stars and the Monarchs. So the Monarchs were in the league from 90s.
We do have an additional team that will be playing, hopefully, I believe, next season. The Golden State Warriors have a WNBA team coming.
The Valkyrie. Yeah.
So it looks like I'll be making my trips down to Chase Center to support that. That's for sure.
Boy, Yolanda Griffith and Tisha Pinachero was also very good with Ruthie Bolton on that very, very good Monarchs team that won the title in 2005.
The female version of White Chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, we need to help out. Not help out, but we need to talk about the WNBA a little bit more. I agree.
I just really want to know why they disbanded.
The Monarchs? Oh, Unc went there. You still with me, Dub?
I hope I am.
Yes, you. Unc just said they run the WNBA the same way Trump ran his casinos. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, baby. Oh, boy. So originally, after the Malou family did not own the Monarchs, they were trying to relocate the Monarchs to San Francisco back in 2009, but new ownership could not be found, and then they ceased back in 2009 as an organization, and they tried to bring them to Oakland, but that never came into fruition. And then when Vivek Randande bought Kings, he indicated has not come to fruition yet. So maybe, hopefully, now that the Valkyrie will be taking place, maybe they might bring back the Monarchs, because Monarchs were
to have a rivalry,
team,
right?
But that remains. Yes. Even though I don't mind saying beat LA again in the women's game when it comes to the Valkyrie and the Sparks, don't get me wrong. That would also add to the LA versus the Bay rivalry. But we would like to thank everybody for hanging out with us on a not so late edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show.
Yeah.
Number 2. Oh, before we get out of here, I forgot. There was some other football that took place this past weekend as the CFL got their season going, as the road to the Grey Cup begins yet again. And I think this year
we had no time to watch that.
One is hosting the Grey. Nonetheless, back on Thursday, the defending champions, the Alouettes of Montreal, defeated the Winnipeg Blue Bombers 27-12, and my beloved Calgary Stampeders beat the Hamilton Tiger Cats 32-24. Speaking of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, they beat the Edmonton Elks 29-21, and everybody's favorite pick to win the Cup this year, the BC Lions, the British Columbia Lions, the BC Lions lose to the Toronto Argonauts by a final score of 35-27. So that was week 1 of the CFL, as the Ottawa Red Blacks had the week off, but they will make their season debut this upcoming Thursday, as they will host the Winnipeg Blue Bombers on Friday. I'm a Stampeders fan because I've been a Stampeders fan mainly because of 2 guys. Mainly
Rocket
because
Ishmael. Rocket Ishmael was an Argonaut, and I was a big Rocket Ishmael fan.
I became a Stampeders fan mainly because of Jeff Garcia, because Jeff Garcia was a Calgary Stampeder before he became a 49er. So, and plus the Stampeders logo reminds me of my Mustang, so that's the reason why I love the Stampeders, even though I'm a huge Jeremiah Masoli fan, have been since he played at Oregon, so I tend to follow him. He's now quarterback for the Ottawa Red Blacks, even though the last couple of years he's been injured, but I do follow him, but I'm a Stampeders fan, but the Argos are a very damn good team. Won the Grey Cup a couple of years ago. So, yeah, there you have it. He likes the Boatmen. I like the Stampeders. I'm
an Argonaut.
But
I'm a big old
the eventual
Argonaut.
goal is to get, but the eventual But the eventual goal is to get to a CFL game when it's not cold during the season.
Speaking of getting somewhere, this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, I got to experience something that is tremendous. A different type of a sport that my brother is a color analyst for. Your boy got to see the A7FL live, not in the stands, on the field. I was everywhere. But just to hold a camera and watch my brother do what he does before
on the field with the camera, behind the mic.
Yeah,
he got to join us in the booth with the Mike 5 Live.
Man,
so needless to say, he was getting the candy store. Needless to say,
you're not gonna take that away from me. That was excellent. And for those that heard or seen me and my brother side by side, but that's been a dream of me and him. I don't care what level that me and him did that. 2.8K viewers saw and heard me and his voice along with the Viking and Chris Vera. I don't care what you say. I had a tremendous weekend. It was awesome. And I appreciate you, brother, for allowing me to come into your world for a little bit.
Well, I mean, like I said, Derek Duncan gave us the blessing for the Mizzle Dub Show to do a recap show of what goes on in the A7. And like I said, we appreciate Josh Pernado, the All-Pro Joffos, and Knox25 Live for joining us earlier today on the recap show to talk about what happened in the playoffs. And, of course, to talk about the situation that unfortunately happened in Cincinnati between the Chaos. And they'll see what teams might be playing the BIC in the semifinals now that we know that both teams have been disqualified from the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. But nonetheless, we appreciate everybody for chiming in with us and hanging out with us here on episode number 10 of the Mizzle Dub Show. Of course, don't forget this upcoming Friday to check the All-Pro Joffos with Country K, Josh Pernada, and DJ Mad 6, Damian Saunders. Again, don't forget to catch
what's coming
the
up Wednesday, brother?
podcast with Matt Ryan, Corey Hammond, and Rob Fabian. Of course, Wednesday, the other side of the ball, coming up at 5:30.
Damn right.
We will recap what's going on. I'm pretty sure the panel will have a lot to say of what went down in Cincinnati, and who knows? Mizzle might be joining us on the other side of the ball to give his synopsis of what he saw in person, and also what went down.
If I'm welcome now, I will
New
join.
Jersey and Cincinnati. You
never
know. Stay tuned. But nonetheless, thanks you to everybody. But nonetheless, folks, thank you for joining us. As always, we appreciate your support. And also to our newest subscriber that puts us at 134, we say thank you and we appreciate you and welcome, and we hope you find us entertaining as we are on the road to celebrating our 4th anniversary of this podcast. And we thank you all, you guys, for your support. Yeah, right. Jesus, right. But nonetheless, it's nap time for me because unfortunately my Monday is tomorrow. But nonetheless, from all of us here, on the Mizzle Dub Show, we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. And as always, it is 5 o'clock, some damn where, and you have been watching number 211 of the Mizzle Dub Show. We will check you out later on the week. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. And yeet.
Oh, definitely yeet. You definitely would want to yeet. Hey, and by the way, if you have not witnessed an A7FL game, I suggest you go get there and anywhere it's played. Holla!
Yeet. Double yeet.
All day yeet. Shout out to the super dope beat maker.